Hello and welcome. In this video, we will discuss adaptive planning as a domain of Agile practices. Agile projects typically try to cut back on non-value-adding work. Planning a project does not directly add business value. Therefore, the planning stage should be as efficient as possible. It is not feasible to plan Agile projects only once because they are prone to a high rate of change. Planning concepts encourage teams to accept that as the project advances, it might become necessary to adapt the project based on the results obtained so far. Several tools, techniques, knowledge sets, and skills have been developed to help teams accept this uncertainty and at the same time adapt to emerging situations. Let's look at some of them. Time boxing refers to fixing short periods of time during which work is undertaken. When the work undertaken remains incomplete at the end of the time box, it is moved to another time box. Time boxes can provide the structure that is needed for Agile projects, which have an element of uncertainty, are dynamic in nature, and are prone to several changes during its life cycle. They aid in gauging the progress of the project and modifying the approach when necessary. Learning is an ongoing process throughout an Agile project. As the process moves forward, it may be necessary to modify the project with new information. New information can be used to refine and increase the accuracy of plans, requirements, estimates, and other aspects of the project. This is referred to as progressive elaboration. A minimally marketable feature, or MMF, is a set of complete functionalities that can be released to users and used by them, but the functionalities do not represent the entire project. This term can be applied to software development in which users can derive benefit from the incremental progress made in the project. This can also help the team to get the functionality tested in the field and make changes if necessary. Another important technique is value-based analysis. It can be used to prioritize the backlog and work on the tasks that have the highest business value. An item's business value is calculated based on the relationship between its development cost and business benefit. Next is value-based decomposition and prioritization. This is a process by which requirements from stakeholders are elicited. Then, the requirements are prioritized into a backlog. First, the broad-level vision, goals, and mission of the project are determined. Second, workshops are held to identify potential features of the project. Third, the features are shortlisted based on business values and risks. In the final step, the prioritized list is used for the development cycle. Agile games also help in adaptation to change requirements. These, also known as collaborative games or innovative games, are used by teams and stakeholders to identify issues and agree on solutions. Remember the future, prune the product tree, speedboat, buy a feature, and bang for the buck are some such games. Unlike traditional project planning methods that involve heavy, upfront planning, planning in Agile is a continuous effort. After a few demonstrations, stakeholders can better communicate requirements. This, in turn, leads to replanning according to new requirements. Another characteristic of Agile projects is that adjustments may be deemed necessary at any stage in the project. Planning involves throughout the project based on reprioritizations, feedback, and other emerging factors over the course of the project. The initial plan of a project is laid down in a business case. A business case is a document that describes why the sponsors of the project should undertake it. It also provides an estimation of benefit in monetary terms. In case the project does not have a direct monetary value and is a service that needs to be provided, a business case illustrates the risk that the sponsors can avoid if the project is implemented. Delivery of value in an Agile project is usually split into releases and iterations. A release is a set of usable functionalities developed over a few iterations and delivered to the customer. Planning a release may be functionality-driven if the objective is to deliver once a predetermined set of functionalities are developed. It can also be date-driven if the release is to be delivered at a particular date. Iteration planning is similar to release planning, with the exception that it focuses on the delivery of backlog items planned for each iteration. During iteration planning, a priority list is determined based on how much work can be done and what features can be achieved within the duration of the iteration. Then, the backlog is split into individual constituents that are split among the team members based on their capacity. That brings us to the end of this module. Thank you for learning with us.